Hey guys.
Hey everybody. Welcome to another episode of Happywax TV.
And this is Doomgorium Report.
Brought to you by the guys from Doomgorium's Horror Emporium.
Axemaster.
Happywax.
And yeah, tonight we're talking about I'm just going to come right out and say it, a snoozer. A snooze fest. Netflix snooze fest. Wake up. The Rift.
The Rift. The Dark Side of the Moon.
If I went to see this at the theater, I would call it The Rip. Because it's a rip-off, but luckily...
The rip-off on the Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah, but luckily for, if you're a Netflix member, $10 a month.
I think they put the Dark Side of the Moon in there because they wanted to put something great in the title. That's a great album.
Yeah.
But it's like...
Well, you called it when we were... I didn't even think about that, honestly. I was sitting there and the music started for the opening credits and I was like, that doesn't sound too bad. And then you're like... Yeah. That's a ripoff.
Yeah, it's when the opening credits is the moon spinning, and this music that's playing is obviously covered.
Yep.
But it's like, it's the music. If you listen to it, it's like the guys in Pink Floyd were probably calling their lawyer, going, "Hey, we got some copyright infringement here." You know, It's like completely Dark Side of the Moon music, but played by Jonik Bovanik and his,
Well, they probably did that until they actually got halfway through the movie and realized that these poor fuckers don't have a chance. So we'll just let this one slide because nobody's gonna watch this anyway.
So the reason we watched this movie is because there's a legend in it.
Yes.
In our eyes, anyways. The illustrious Mr. Ken Foree, who played John Smith in this movie.
Yes.
He's in it, and if you don't know who Ken Foree is, well, then where the hell you been?
He's out from the fucking rock.
He's Peter from Dawn of the Dead is in this movie, the original Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah. And then who else? We got Katrina Cass as Liz Wald, and Monty Markham, and a bunch of other people, but.
A guy named Dragon.
Dragon, yeah, that's pretty cool. But there's there's only like a cast of like 4 main characters. Well, I guess 5 if you include the kid. But it's pretty much just Ken Foree and a
couple of old folks they keep killing.
Yeah, over and over and over again. But yeah, they're FBI agents and they get sent. Actually, they're both off duty for over 2 years. John Smith, Ken Foree, he's close to retirement. And the lady had her son die of cancer. Or leukemia. So she was off for like 2 years. So they're kind of easing him back in to the spy field, I guess.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they gave him this easy with supposedly there's a satellite crashed on some farm
in Croatia or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Something Slavic.
They're just going to get the data.
Yep.
So nobody else can get their hands on it, sort of thing. So nice, easy, and then things.
They meet up with Dysart and Darko, the other 2 guys that are sort of know what's going on here, and then the plot thickens.
Oh fuck, yeah. Well, yeah, because
it's like pea soup.
Pretty much, yeah. They get to this farm and there's no satellite, but it's a lot of weird shit going on.
Yeah. Well, why don't we? Okay. If we're going to do spoilers, why don't we give the rating of the movie now?
Yeah.
So then people can hear what we think of the movie rating now, and then we'll spoil it, so you don't have to watch beyond this point.
Let's do that. Okay. So
what's
your I give this movie honestly a 1.5.
Yeah. Okay. I'd give it just because Ken's in it, and Ken got in really good shape for this because we were kind of afraid he was going to be like. Yeah. Ken Foree from the Sniper movies with he got in pretty good shape. He looked pretty good. Yeah. And I'll give it about a 3. Maybe, and it had a killer rock opera soundtrack. Oh fuck! I'm just joking there, by the way.
Listen, I said this a couple times. The first 2 songs they played in the soundtrack of this movie were good. The opening credits, and then they had some sort of a Tron Daft Punk ripoff when she's driving to meet Ken Foree, and then after that it was just. Crazy.
It was really loud.
Yeah,
every time the music came in, it was hugely loud, and it was just it'd be this tense, quiet scene, and they'd be playing this crazy psychedelic.
I don't know if they did that intentionally. Like I don't know what the intention there was, but it was just it actually really took away from the movie, and the music, the scoring didn't even go with what the fuck was happening. It was it was the most intense, dramatic. Boring scene. It was crazy. Just watch
they're like, it's like holy Christ.
Oh,
okay.
Fuck.
And it's like hugely loud. Anyways, okay, so 3 for me, 1 for you. From here on, it's spoilers. So
yeah. So so they go to this farm. There's no satellite. Okay, and then they're you know what's okay. So that the plot aside. Okay, I got to tell you something. All right, this. Okay, so this is a Serbian film. Okay, or from Serbia. It's one of their first science fiction movies that are calling it. You know what I mean? It had a relatively big budget. If you're gonna have a horror legend, okay, not to say that these other guys aren't good actors. Like this Monty Markham, I don't really know a ton about him, but he's been. If you do a IMDb on him, he's been in a lot of fucking,
recognizable face.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So you've got him, but then you've got Ken Faree, all right, who is an icon in the horror. Like, I know all actors have pulled stinkers, but if you have this guy in your movie, you know what I mean, and this is supposed to be, you know, Serbia's big science fiction breakout movie, like, what? I don't understand this movie. It was so. It's almost like they didn't know what to do. They had a script, and it just, I don't know if it had multiple writers on it, but it was very confusing.
Yeah. I think it dragged. I think they had a grand vision for what this movie was supposed to be, and it dragged in the middle big time. Like, we wasted all this time. They go to this isolated farm where there's signals coming from this supposed satellite, and then they find this farmhouse, and up until then it was moving, you know, and then it just bogged down. Okay, like the one guy gets shot by this guy who's defending this farmhouse, and then all of a sudden miraculously comes back alive, and you're like, what the hell? And then it was like an hour of explaining why these people kept coming back. It was just that bogged down in the middle, and it just died. Yeah,
and I mean, you'd think you'd bring writers on to kind of clean it up, and I'm not buying it. Like, usually if a movie's I'll say it had a lower budget, because a lot of lower budgeted movies are good, and you just have to accept it, right? Because they don't have the fun. Man, the special effects in this movie were kick-ass.
Yeah,
they had a fucking budget.
They had a budget.
I mean, why do you hire a fucking writer that kind of knew
to keep it moving?
Yeah, because man, oh man, like, this movie did have potential, but it just ended up, for me anyways, being fucking stupid. Like, the ending, like, well, you can talk about the ending because I know you really liked it. The ending for me saved it. Like, I was gonna give, well, I guess a 1 was pretty harsh, maybe a 2. Okay, I'll add a point on there for a 2, and the only reason is because of the ending, because then it made the movie a little, like, it kind of made it a bit more sense. But just getting to that point for a 30-second ending, like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, like, if they had have expanded it. So anyways, the rift is this wormhole, and this guy from, like, Monty's buddy, like Dysart's buddy, was on this secret space mission to the moon and gets sucked into this wormhole, and he comes back 36 years later or something. That's the whole gist of what's going on here. And somehow, I still really don't know how it cures death, and I don't think they knew what they were talking about there either. But anyways, at the end, like, the satellite is actually this astronaut that he just comes out of a wormhole, and that's what's giving the signal. So at the end, it shows him walking through all these streets in the cities and all over the world. No one can stop him because he's like.
Yeah, and for those of you who are going to say, oh, these guys don't know what the symbolism is and all that bullshit. Well, listen, I like conspiracy theories as much as the next fucking guy, and I realize that a lot of people are saying that Jesus and God are aliens and, you know, Jesus is an astronaut. I get that, okay? So I'm not fucking stupid. So I know what this movie was trying to say, okay? And
but they could have said it a lot quicker.
Yeah,
and there was a lot more entertaining.
And they even dumbed it down. They even dumbed it down for us dummies like me, and put a fucking symbol of the astronaut on a cross behind him when he was sitting at the table. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just so I get it, but it doesn't make the movie any better. It was just fucking slow paced.
Slow.
And I mean, Ken Faree's character was awesome in the beginning, but why does he have to
become a bad guy?
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, okay,
that pissed me off.
Yeah, like, okay, so we've got these people who are pretty much can't, like, you
no
shoot
names.
them. Yeah. And you shoot them, and they come back to life eventually, okay? So Ken Faree, you know, kind of loses his shit a little bit, you know what I mean? So he chops him up, you know what I mean? But then why does he got to go after the girl? Because she's trying to save this kid. He knows damn well that the fucking, her boy died, you know what I mean? So I don't understand why, I just, there's sometimes, I know it's like a science fiction horror.
If you're going to cast a guy like Ken Faree, this is what I'm tired of, like, Ken Faree. It's... If you're gonna cast Ken Faree, make him the hero, man.
Yeah.
The guy's awesome.
Yep.
Make him be the hero.
Yeah.
Why are you making some unknown actress?
Yeah.
You know, like, the secondary character. Well, it started with her, so I guess she's not really the secondary character, but in a way Ken Faree is. But I mean, if you're gonna, then why cast Ken? Make him the hero. Give the guy a role that's basically ass kicking.
Yeah. Especially when he gets back into killer shape.
Yeah, he's in awesome shape, man.
And he's a good actor too. I'm honestly surprised he's not in more movies, like bigger named movies, because he really is a good actor. He's not like a one-dimensional one-dimensional guy. I like how
he did have a couple of moments there where it was like we commented where he freaked out and it was like the old Peter from the movie there. It was kind of, I was almost expecting for that music to start.
Oh, that would have been awesome. Well, I mean, fuck, they had every other rip-off of music in there. Why not do a Dawn of the Dead rip-off of one song? So, but it was, I don't know. I like Ken Free in this movie. I don't like how they portrayed him near the end, but I mean, he killed it. Actually, the acting was good by all. It's just, I don't know. The script was poorly written and really poorly edited because it could have been a lot quicker. And there was no tense scenes or, I mean, you could predict everything that was going to happen. It was drawn out. So it was a shame, really. But I mean, the saving grace. It's on Netflix. $10 a month. You break it down. It's fucking like what, a quarter a day or a movie or whatever. I mean, so
there you go.
Whatever. Even if it's a piece of shit, I mean, you're really paying nothing to see it. So, I mean, give it a watch. I mean, you might like it. I mean,
you might think it's the greatest horror rock opera of all time.
Oh fuck, it's something. But I don't know, guys. Anyways, that's all I got on this movie. So I'm gonna say pass it. There's a lot better movies on Netflix, but
it gets 5 stars on Netflix.
How the fuck? Who's watching these movies and giving them? I know it's not us.
I guess, maybe everybody likes. Maybe it's the symbolism people are liking, but yeah, symbolism's awesome. But keep it moving.
Yeah, you gotta have patience. So. Anyways, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thanks to all the new subscribers. Really appreciate it. And any closing comments?
You put me on the spot there. No,
sorry.
I
okay.
Just basically stay scared.
Stay scared.